I'm Sharon Bill. Welcome to my Theory Tuition series where we're working together step by step through the ABRSM Theory Grades. There are lots of resources available to help you on my website. If you go to sharonbill.com, you'll find some free PDF information sheets. You can download those in US letter or A4 and they accompany each step of this series. You'll find a page there with links to all of my YouTube video tutorials, and you can also access information about the books that I have available. I've written an exam technique guide, how to take your ABRSM Music Theory Exam. It's full of tips and techniques on how to best prepare for your exam and also how to make the best use of your time on exam day when you're actually working through your exam paper. So if you go to sharonbill.com, you'll find it's all there. If you can give me a like, that would be super, and subscribe to my channel to keep updated. There's lots more in the pipeline. And so now we're going to have a look at the last paper in this 2015 set of grade 5 papers. So this is paper S on page 23. So if you turn with me to page 23, this was never actually sat as an exam in 2015. This is just a specimen paper, which is given as an extra help for you to have another crack at some examples, and it's an excellent revision opportunity. So here we go. So we're going to be looking at this extract here, a bit of Bach, and then we'll be answering these questions below. So first of all, we need to name the ornament in bar 3. A, here we go, and this is a lower mordant. That line here tells us that it's a lower mordant. Without the line, it's an upper mordant. So this is a lower mordant. And if you remember, that's just a quick rapid alternation down and then back to the given note again. So bar 8, we're looking at B. This is this one here. Now you need to be careful here because this is an appoggiatura, unlike an acciaccatura, which has a little line through it. This appoggiatura you could also call a leaning note. The one with a little line through it is a crushed note, and this one is where we divide the value between these two notes equally. This is your harmony note, and this is the ornament just given as an embellishment, but you divide the time equally. However, for this question, all you need to say is either appoggiatura with double P, double G, or alternatively you can just call it a leaning note. There we go. So give the time name of the shortest note in the extract, so not the ornament, so we're not worrying about those because they would be super quick and they don't have time names per se, they just have the ornament names. So we're just looking out of the general notation, and here we can see we've got 3 beams here, so that's going to be the quickest. So in each case, yep, that's the shortest, is the demi-semiquaver. Alternatively, you can say 32nd note, whichever terminology you're used to using. So then let's carry on. So we're asked to give the technical name to the 2 notes marked X and Y. So here's X, here's Y. But before we go and do that, let's think what notes we're actually going to be looking at. So the key is G major, so let's find out what steps of the scale there are. So we've got G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And so we can find out what degree of the scale we are either by referring to this, because this is the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, back to the octave, or we can just count from G. So bar 4, here's a G. Count that as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. F sharp, of course, but the key signature deals with that as the 7th, and we can see here F sharp because of your key signature is the 7th. So I'm just going to sketch that there and we'll worry about the rest in a moment. And so here, this is actually one step lower. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's an E, which is a 6th, so you can double check it that way, that's the 6th. And so now we need to give these their technical names. The 7th is called the leading note. That leads back to the tonic. And then the submediant, it's the lower mediant, is the 6th. The submediant. There we go. So that's that dealt with. So now looking at this next one, we need to look at this next extract and we need to correctly group the notes. We need to beam the notes. So before we do that, we need to look what time signature we're reflecting. Now, this is an absolute gift of a question for you here, because if you remember in 3/8, the rule is you can just beam the whole bar together. It's such a short bar, you can just literally slam everything together in one group. So these needn't be all separated, they can go all together. These needn't be separated, these can go all together. Now here, we've got a rest that can't be changed, that just needs to stay as it is, and then we can beam all these together. So actually this is the easy peasiest grouping exercise you could ever be given, because in 3/8 you literally just beam everything together. So I'm just going to get the notes heads in place. We just keep our sort of notes aligned. I'm just putting the blobs directly underneath. That way I'm not going to get lost. And if I keep aligned, I know I'm also not going to run out of space. So just following their note heads down. And then I'll worry about the stems afterwards, because we're going to have to make some decisions about where stems go either up or down. Now we're grouping them together. I'm just going to have to make some judgments on how to stem these. So all of these here would be stems down. This one is a stem up, however it's outvoted on a number of counts. It's outvoted simply because these notes here come down. This is the only one that needs to go up, so it's outvoted on that score. And also this one is only 1, 2, 3 away, whereas these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on. They are further away, so everything must come down and that G must just fit in with the rest. So we're beginning and ending on the same note, so I'm just keeping that reasonably level. I think that's a bit long. Shall I just shorten those? I got a bit carried away there. Don't need to go quite that low, but we perhaps go a bit lower than we ordinarily would to give room for this G, this low note, to have some chance at a bit of a stem. So I'm just going to get the stems in first, and then we'll decide how to show the semis and the quavers. So all of these are semis. This is the only one that's a quaver or an 8th note. So from here back to the beginning of the group needs another beam. So that's job done, nice and easy. So all of these are above the middle line, so all of these are going to have the stems pointing down, and we're coming in a general downwards direction. So I'm going to just give this a slight angle down to show the general movement of the notes. Let's just get the stems in place, and then we can decide. So this is just a quaver, this is just a quaver, but the inside 4 notes all need to have an extra 2 lines to show that they are 32nd notes or demi-semi-quavers. There we go. And then here, these are all above the middle line, so I'm going to have to make these slightly longer, just to give that middle note a bit of a chance of a stem. And then we just need to show that this is a semi-quaver or 16th note, but it doesn't extend because we can't change that value, so we just have a little partial beam there, and then this one is just one on its own, and so that's job done. Now then, that's the first part done. So the second part, we need to describe the time signature. We need to say whether it's simple or compound, or whether it's duple, triple or quadruple. Now here there's a bit of thinking. This is the one time signature over 8 that sort of breaks the mould. This is actually in simple time. and there are 3 beats in a bar, so it's triple. The reason I think for that is you can't count it in compound time, because if you've got a group of 3 you'd have 1 beat per bar, and you can't have music with just 1 beat in a bar, 1, 1, 1, and so we have to count each individual quaver beat in this case, and we're counting literally 3 quaver beats that divide into semiquavers, into 2 semiquavers each, like that. There we go. So this is the odd one out, where a time signature over 8 is actually in simple time, unlike 6/8, 9/8 and 12/8, which are all in compound time. So you just need to watch out for that one there. So that's the end of that question. We'll look at the next question in the next video. I do hope that you're enjoying this. I hope that it's of benefit to your studies. I hope it's helping you. I'm certainly enjoying working through it with you. If you can give me a like, that would be super. And please do subscribe to my channel to keep updated. There's lots more to come. Please also do visit sharonbill.com and make use of all of the resource and information that's available to help you there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.